Hi, friends, and welcome to the Untold Stories Project. We are back with our second episode of Order of the Penrose Triangle, a Monster of the Week powered by the Apocalypse game. My name is Will, and I'll be serving as the keeper for this season. A little bit about Monster of the Week. It is a standalone RPG by Evil Hat Productions, where your players become versions of the classic monster hunters you may have seen in television shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The X-Files, or Supernatural. For more information on this game, check out the mostly free resources Evil Hat has available on evilhat.com. We do want to warn you that although we're playing this game with extra whimsy, it is still a horror-based game, so we've rated it PG-13-ish. We're not censored, and at times we may tackle uncomfortable or sensitive issues. If that's not your thing, we totally get it. Perhaps you can check out our Mutants and Masterminds Nether War game on Mondays, or the all-new Blue Rose 5e game coming to Tuesdays starting May 25th. For more information about all of our shows, be sure to check out our brand new website at www.untoldstoriesproject.com. Having said all that, I'd like to turn our attention to the awesome players sharing my screen. Say, what up, hunters?
What up, Hunters?
What up, Hunters?
So I'm going to give everyone a chance to chat about who they are, where we can find them, and to answer my question of the day, which is, what is one book that you could reread over and over again? Let's start with Andy.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Andy. No, not that one. And I am playing Carmine, the monstrous. He's a sort of a stereotypical 20s gangster who's been turned into a large anthropomorphic reptile with a constant urge to feed, as you do. He currently lives in the sewers underneath New York and has just developed himself a haven with an oubliette and a workshop and all sorts of fun things. These are the perks you get for rolling extremely poorly. As for what a book that I can read over and over and over again, I'm cheating. I'm totally cheating, and it's right here beside me. I found this at Half Price Books. It is the sort of an omnibus of all of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books, all 5 of them, plus the little short story. I can read them over and over again, obviously, because Douglas Adams was a really amazing wordsmith. It's just really funny.
Definitely. Yeah, I love the opening of Hitchhiker's Guide. Really good read. Cool. Who wants to be next? Liz?
Sure. So I'm Liz, and I am playing. Oh, I'm sorry. Her name is Lena, and she is sort of your kind of nerdy witchy type. She does have a cat named Onyx, who's an all-black cat, and she likes to ride around in my. He likes to ride around in my backpack. Sorry. And a book that I would reread over and over again is The Giver. It's short, but it describes things that you wouldn't normally think about in your everyday life.
Awesome. Cool. Who's next? Sabi, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Sabi. I play Echo. She is kind of a rough tumble punk that gets into some trouble here and there, but she's got a good heart. She loves to go to the arcade, and she absolutely loves to go to the batting cages.
Cool. And what's one book that you could read over and over again?
Oh, right. So I would have to say The Boy with the Cuckoo Clock Heart. I enjoyed that book.
I don't know it. I'm writing it down right now so that I can.
You should. It's I can't say his name, but it's Matthew anyways, he's a French musician So they made a movie on it, and like he wrote all the music for it and does the vocals, and they translated it in English and French because he can speak both fluently. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, yeah.
And rounding out our cast, Dallas.
Hi, my name is Dallas. I'm playing James Barbara, the spell-slinging ice cream man who owns Barbara Cones, a very successful ice cream shop in New York City. Let's see here. A book I could read over and over again. I really like To Kill a Mockingbird, specifically the courtroom scene. It's done so well. Love that book, love that part specifically, but that's my answer for that.
Awesome. Yep, a classic. I love that one too. Again, I'm Will. You can see me here on USP where I do a bunch of fun stuff. For the question, I would choose The Little Prince. It's awesome. It's
Aw.
French. It's about being a kid even when you're all grown up. So it's pretty cool. I would also say The Magician's Sin because Alex is pretty awesome. So if you haven't read that, check it out. He's not on the stream tonight, but I don't think he'd mind me saying that. So cool. Let's hop into, one more quick thing, just more housekeeping, general stuff. We did have like 6 follows and subscriptions last week, which is really awesome. Typically when this happens, the subscriber gets to name a character to gain an extra experience point, and the sub goes to a tally that will eventually unlock cool gadgets that Penny makes for the rest of the team. Because those subs were anonymous, I couldn't ask who the experience should go to. Instead, we've divvied it up and everybody's gotten a point of experience. So moving forward, we'll use a similar process for anonymous subs, or if you're not anonymous, then you can let us know in the chat who that should go to. So coolio. Without further ado, let's hop into Order of the Penrose Triangle. So last season, our players all met in the basement of the Olive Garden in Times Square to band together as a team of highly talented, if not quirky, monster hunters, each having a unique skill set that interested Russell Hess, the founding member of the Order of the Penrose Triangle. He tasked them as a group to travel to Texas to investigate a farm and the strange death of the livestock there. Having a successful road trip to the Deep South, the team investigated barns, battled a swarm of chupacabra whelps, eventually faced its mom in a pet store where it had been mistaken as a dog in a pet show. So the team was able to dispatch the chupacabra, save the townsfolk, deliver the remains along with a shiny collar with a bright green stone to Penny Hess for further examination. So we now find them back in the basement of the Olive Garden a week later, ready to look into their next case. Have any of our hunter friends been doing anything interesting in the last week or so leading up to this assignment that they want to chat about?
I just want to say, guys, I finally won that pink unicorn at the arcade. You know, the one that's like, I don't know, like 17 million tickets, something like that. Yeah. So pretty ecstatic about that. I mean, I did blow all of my earnings, but
Makes it worth it.
A major feat for sure. So you now have that. You can put it in your gear if you want to have it tag along. Did you give the unicorn a name yet?
his name is Mr. Sunshine, and
Cool.
he rides in my truck.
Mr. Sunshine. I'm writing that down for no dubious reasons at all.
Excellent.
He for sure won't come to life and try to kill us. It'll be great.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
I don't know. I guess
That's for episode 5. Anybody else do anything fun in their week off?
I brought a pint of ice cream for everybody. I took my earnings and developed a new ice cream flavor called Chupa Chocolate Chip. That's doing really well. Chocolate ice cream with chili flakes and chocolate chips. It's delicious. It's a little spicy. It's doing very well.
Oh hell yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, so everybody, if you want to add that to your inventory, you now have a pint of starting to melt chupa chopper chocolate
Oh, there's
chip
that.
ice cream.
I'm
Uh,
eating mine with
yeah,
Frank's noodles.
it's got, you can tell that it's got a little bit of like a magical essence to it. It's surviving longer than you would think that a traditional ice cream would. So there must be something to it that's keeping it alive for longer than, you know, otherwise it would have just turned into some creme anglaise with some chocolate chips in it. But
It's
it's,
xanthan gum.
hey, if he wants to tell you how the magic's done, that's up to him. Cool. Anything else for Carmine or Lena? Lena, I think I saw you shake your head now, just chilling out.
Yeah, nothing terribly entertaining. He's just, puttering around in the workshop. He's working on refurbishing like an old Tiffany lamp that he picked up with the proceeds from 2 weeks ago.
Awesome. Yeah, easy enough to do.
It's such a boring life.
Yeah, the human crocodile has a boring
Yeah,
life.
He has
I
such a
believe
boring
it.
life. He's not that interesting.
Awesome. Okay, so that week goes by. You're able to do all of those things. You find that you are now back in the basement of the Olive Garden, back in front of Russell Hess, who has in front of you some manila envelopes, and they're all containing what you assume to be is your next assignment. On the outside of that envelope, too, it says the Norvell Maine case.
Norvell, Maine case.
Is it
Like-
like Norvell Maine case or Norvell Maine case?
Norvell, comma,
The city
Maine.
of Norvell, Maine. Okay, yeah, cool.
As you open it up, Russell will explain to you that this is not, Norvell is not the name of a city. It's the last name. It's just kind of how Paul Norvell is the person who contacted him, and who will be your contact person upon arrival outside of Portland, Maine is where you're going to be heading. So it's a small town. You've got a map in there if you need it, but you'll be heading towards a church to meet the Reverend Paul Norvell, who has been discovering some pretty gruesome sites in his congregation in the last few weeks. There have been 3 deceased persons found on the premises. And their bodies have been pretty gruesomely torn apart. The bodies where they've been sliced are also partially petrified. So their blood has kind of clotted in places in an unnatural way, which makes him afraid of, a demonic entity perhaps, or something paranormal, supernatural, which is why he reached out to the order.
When are we heading out?
As soon as you're able as a group to make it out there would be preferred. The last thing that we want is a larger body count.
I say let's go.
All right, let's smash some face.
Road trip.
Sounds good. Will you be needing the car again, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
at least it's not as far as Texas.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, it should be a relatively short ride compared to Texas. So
And we can also maybe stop at some wineries on the way. I'm down.
sure.
Amazing.
Um,
Yes.
Yes, I also realized that last time I sent you kind of without any sort of supplies. So we don't have much in the way here, but what I can do is give you each $200 up front, just so that you've got some spending cash if you need it. That might help you at least get up there in terms of gas costs and caffeine should you need it.
Well, that'd be good.
200 each.
Yeah. He'll give you 200 each.
Okay. Sweet. Awesome. All right, who's driving?
Well,
Still
I
not
mean,
me.
I was gonna just take the pickup.
We all have to ride in the same van again.
I didn't think we rode together last time.
No, I know. Like, do we have to, or is it like last time? Is what I meant.
Oh.
He will provide you the same keys to that Prius. So
Cool.
so you've got that, and then you've got the pickup truck that Echo has. And I think James has an ice cream truck should you choose to use it.
The ice cream truck won't make it to Maine.
Okay.
Well, Lena is
So
still a
I
little
drive
leery.
the Prius. I'll drive the Prius if Echo wants to take the truck. And then if anybody you two can figure out who wants to ride with who. I won't be offended if nobody wants to ride with me. I'll just
No.
listen to like a murder podcast or something.
I'll ride with you because I'm still sort of leery of Carmine from the last time.
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay. Again, Carmine's not driving, so whichever ride you take, Carmine can take the other one. The pickup truck's just fine by me.
All
Carmine
right.
does not drive. No. He is
Why
not
not?
licensed. He is not licensed to drive. I cannot drive legally on the streets of this United States. Come on. The last time I drove a car was like 85 years ago. It doesn't happen. I can't do it.
I'll let you.
Cars haven't even changed in the last 85 years, so you're fine.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
You want to try to drive the pickup sometime?
I, in fact, do not.
Ah.
All right, off we go.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Echo, can you roll just a D4 for me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So is it fair to say that you have not driven your car in New York since the last week?
Yeah, that's because I can walk to the neighborhood arcade. You know, I don't. It's been a minute since I drove.
Awesome. So as you turn your car back on, you find that the radio is still playing, and it is still playing. What did I say last week? Moon River.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it is stuck, and you cannot get it to change.
Oh, God.
I hope you're happy, Carmine.
There was a 1 in 4 chance, and you rolled a 1. So
Oh my God.
Carmine, you are the 1 in 4 chance.
The off switch does work. Tell me the off switch works.
why don't you roll a D4 for me?
I'm sorry. Yes.
So the off switch does work.
I
You
appreciate
can
that.
you can
Oh,
turn
boy.
it off if you want to.
I mean, maybe just like twice, and then that's about enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Cool. So yeah, easy enough. The car starts. You're able to go. Anything happening on the road trip for either of the cars?
Oh, but I do need to figure out who Penny's gadget has made Carmine kind of look like this time. Like because it can be somebody different every time. I feel like I'm wasting its potential if Carmine's not taking the opportunity to be somebody amusing. Then I didn't think of anybody amusing, so this was kind of a strange aside. All right, he looks like Ed Asner. There we go.
Sounds good. Easy
Doesn't
enough.
sound like him. He doesn't sound like Ed Asner. So there we go.
So as you put that hat on, yeah, you're allowed to look however you want to look. So that happens for you. Echo, I'll let you decide kind of how you feel about someone who is changing their physical appearance as much as Carmine can.
I mean, I could just ride without it, but I have a feeling we would attract some attention on the road.
All right.
So,
So let's see. Anything happening in the other car? We've got Onyx nibbling on some.
I say, did Lena bring some of her ho-hos?
Like half of my lifetime supply.
that's
Perfect.
Because it's not a
Sounds
road
good.
trip without them. Like,
Yeah, you see that Onyx got into some of the ho-hos and is just kind of snacking away. But when we say lifetime supply, we kind of mean um, lifetime supply for all of the above. Yeah, you're covered, and so is Onyx. So awesome. So yeah, you make it up to Maine pretty easily. Nothing really in the way. As you're looking through, and I'll say this is probably more for Lena and for Carmine, who are not driving. You can go through everything a little bit more in detail, that those folders. There's a little bit more about the people, our victims. You can see that there were 3. Mason, who was a congregation member who was attending an AA meeting at the time of his death. You've got Gerald, who sang in the choir and was found one evening before a rehearsal. And then you have Marie, who was seen talking with the Reverend about a potential mission trip. So those were the 3 victims that you know a little bit about. The only thing that really connects them is that they all attended the same church. So they didn't know each other really personally, to the best of our knowledge, and they didn't have any, if maybe a few, mutual friends.
but they were all found at the church, you said?
That is correct. Yeah. So they were all found on the church grounds. So that's the information that you've got there. Obviously, it's upsetting to the Reverend. They're losing people in their community. Fellowship is a little bit down. We want to do what we can. So you're free to relay that to our drivers if you'd like.
Oh, indeed.
So
Sorry, I got
no, that's okay.
booted and I don't know what happened, so you'll have to fill me in what I missed.
That's okay. Yeah.
Oh, so well, we got a little bit of information about about who the victims were. There were 3 victims. 3 victims that were found dead. They were slashed, and they were all found at the church. It's probably not so good for the offering basket next week.
Yep. So you're able to glean that all kind of from the information that was still in the file. Again, at the bottom is Penny's contact information if you need her for anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see her on her way out. And in the back of them too, you will see in her handwriting a post-it note that says, "If you find any more shiny stones, bring them our way." Very interesting. You get the sense that that kind of alludes back to the stone that was around the chupacabra's neck last week. So maybe you can ask her about that at some point, but that was on the post-it note.
James is gonna write, "Don't forget Penny," on his arm.
So just collect some shiny rocks. Yeah, I can do that.
Well, if we
Cool.
find any more chupacabras, we'll bring their collar. That's pretty easy.
I still want one for a pet.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Noted.
Awesome. So you make your way to Maine, easy enough to do. Thank goodness that Russell gave you some money because there's some tolls along the way. But you make it there. Just outside of Portland, you come up to the Church of Christ, and that is where you know that you need to be to meet Paul Norvell.
See, now me, I'm a good Catholic boy.
Really? You are?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't think I've stepped foot in a church since, I don't know.
Well, let's see if we can get hold of this Reverend Paul Norvell somewhere then.
Well, he's probably in his office. Lena will go on in.
Follow right behind him. As soon as we get inside, I go, Paul. Hello.
Awesome. Yeah, easy enough to do as you enter. I mean, it's a beautiful, small white church. You know, it's got lovely paneling that you can see that they take care of this building. It's probably an institution of the town. Excuse me. It's got this big door that you're able to walk through. It looks like it's always open, so anybody can enter kind of at any point. Lights are always on. There's always at least somebody here. Yeah, you don't really know where the office is. It's up to you guys how you want to kind of look around.
Hey, yo. Echo's gonna just kind of lazily yell and just start walking around.
Sure. You can definitely do that. You'll stumble around for maybe 5-10 minutes before you run into somebody. It's a youngish person, maybe 15, 16. I am getting the art for you right now. Let me know when you see our friend Freddie.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Henley's.
yep, he is there. A little maybe rough around the edges in appearance. He's, I mean, clean cut, but he's probably got he probably hasn't washed these clothes that he's wearing right now. At least he's worn them once or twice since they've been washed.
Like in a cool way.
I'll let you decide how cool that is.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm okay with this. Like,
yeah. I bet Freddie thinks it's cool, but I don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dirty in a cool way. We got it.
Cool. This kid is. I under my breath I just go, man, he's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, you see that he. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that.
No, that was good. I'm into it.
Cool. So you see
Very
that
cool.
he is working on kind of a crafts project. He's trying to put together. He's cutting out of construction paper some fish and some like stick figure people.
Hey, kid.
Out of
What you doing?
Can I?
I'm sorry, Lena. Out of what is he?
Out
What
of
is he
what?
cutting?
Like, yeah. Because you said
It's
fish
construction
out of,
paper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Just-
Yeah, it's out of construction paper.
He's just
Cutting
cutting
some
fish.
Yeah.
You never know.
That was a weird.
Never.
Yeah.
Don't you do
Sorry.
that in church?
Yeah, I would say
Sometimes.
Cut fish in
he is
dirty clothes.
cutting. And
Not doing that. The heart wants what it wants. You know?
oh,
Don't
yes.
king shame. Oh,
I want to I want to go up and say, hello, fellow teen. What are we working on?
uh, fellow, are you a teenager?
Yeah, I am 13.
Oh,
30.
cool. Do you want to help
Lena
me?
snorts so loudly.
Do you want to help me cut out some of the look? I got in a little bit of trouble. I'm doing this to make up for it. I got to make these fish for Sunday school. Do you want to help me, or can I get back to work?
What's in it for
I do
us?
not.
I would, but really, macaroni and glue is more my medium.
Okay, cool. Can I help you with something, or
Yes, could you tell us your name?
yeah, I mean, my name's Freddie. Look, I'm kind of busy. Do you need something, or
We
We're
need
looking for the
Paul.
yeah, he's probably in his office. It's down the hall. Do you need me to like take you, or
I'm pretty sure. If
I'm sure we could find it.
So it's just down the hall, like that way, right?
down
yeah,
that
if you and
specific
he'll
hall?
he'll give you kind of directions.
Okay.
It's a little more complicated than he initially would have
Ah.
told you, but yeah, it's
You lied to me.
you go as close to the sanctuary as you can, and then it's like the first
Yeah.
room on the left. You really can't miss it. If you've gone to the fellowship hall, you've gone too far, and if you're outside in the cemetery, then you've definitely gone too far.
Well,
Kid, you're
let's not
using
visit
like
there.
too many church terms for me. How about you just lead the way?
Sure, I will. And Frankie will exit the door, and there is a big sign, kind of like uh like a directory, or not quite a map, but
Yeah.
a bunch of arrows. And so he'll point to the one that says sanctuary, and he'll say, keep following these signs until you make it to the sanctuary. Take 10 steps backwards and turn into the door that's on the left that says Reverend.
Oh, why didn't you just say that before?
Okay, I've got fish to make, so if that's it.
And I will help. So I'm gonna stay with Freddie.
I
Whoa,
cannot
whoa.
even find the words right now.
No.
You said you weren't going to help this kid.
Yeah, but I kind of like under my breath so that he can't hear. Hopefully, I'm like, I for sure don't trust him. I'm going to get this angsty, cool teen. I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
I'm right here, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
James,
okay, okay.
why don't you roll a D2 for me?
A D2?
Oh no.
We'll say 1, he can hear you, and 2,
Oh god.
Is there
I
a
feel
way
like-
to flip a coin on here?
yeah,
Uh,
if you
you could roll a
type
D-
in
We're
yeah,
on to
roll
evens.
a D4 for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 and 2, he can hear you. 3 and 4, you're fine. You're
Oh,
fine.
see?
Ooh, that's
Wow.
a 3. He's just
Oh.
thinking about those fish.
He's got stuff to do. He's got places to be.
know
He's
he's seen
already
this.
headed back to find you a pair of scissors to help him out.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Cool. So you can definitely stay back with Freddie. The rest of the group heading to find
Yeah, the Reverend. Yeah.
the Reverend. Okay, cool. Easy enough to do with these directions. Freddie did not lie to you. So it is easy enough to find. The door is shut.
So can I just kind of knock on it with my, my little iron knuckles here?
That
Yeah.
would seem to be indicated.
Sure. Yeah. As you knock, you hear from the other side. Who is it?
Uh, hi. We're yeah. Echo's gonna kind of turn to look at the group and be like,
Hi, are you are we speaking with the Reverend Paul Norvell?
Yes, that's me. Give me just 1 second.
Of course. Yeah, we had the well,
Triangle
you
people.
called us.
Oh, yes, yes. And you hear kind of a
The Penrose Triangle, yeah.
yeah, you hear a rustle of paperwork and kind of scurrying in the back. And then the door opens and you see a gentleman who's fairly young, I would say maybe early to mid 30s. Let me know when you have Paul Norvell.
Hey,
okay, nothing too suspicious yet.
he sure has a lot of teeth.
That might be the artist.
No, it's just well, it's just actually no, it's a good rendering because like you've seen people who just like they really show their teeth a lot. He just seems like one of those. He's one of those teeth showers.
Yeah, I will say that I made the art for this season, so I will say I'm not an artist, but
I'm just saying, like I'm not knocking the art. I'm like I know people who look like that. That is I hope that is a compliment.
oh, for sure,
I
it is
see
a
people who
It's a compliment. You're very teethy.
it is a defining quality of him, though. I will say he
It's
is
maybe not-
always smiles. So
Would you
he's-
say long in the tooth?
Wow.
all right, you get a -1 to your next roll.
He's the sort of guy who like says sunshine, but in his mind he's spelling it SON shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so this is Paul
Uses mine a
Norvell.
lot.
He is very excited to see you. He will gladly let you into the office. Thank you so much for being here. I really didn't know who else to call or what to turn to. Faith has taken me this far, but I think that we need we need some experts in here to help us along the way.
We happen to have a couple of those.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. If there's anything that I can do to answer any questions or that I can't really show you around. I'm kind of in the middle of something, and he'll indicate to his desk that is just strewn in paperwork.
So what's with that delinquent kid you got out there cutting fish?
Liked him.
Oh, Freddie, you've met Freddie. He is he's special. He's a good kid. We think he's a good kid. He just he's lost his way a little bit. So we're
Lost his
hoping.
way?
Yes, it is a small town. People have mentioned that he's troubled. Recently he took up smoking. He skipped school. He was accused of setting a small fire in the gym at the high school.
I mean, it sounds like my childhood and I turned out fine. What are you trying to imply?
No, I'm not passing any judgment. I'm just saying it's a small town here and people talk, and we're just trying to get them to talk less about someone with his level of promise.
Is it unusual for him?
Uh, I would say that it has been recent, these developments. Within the last few months, Freddie has been different, but he's at an age where things change very quickly, um,
Oh,
15, 16. His parents just recently separated, which must be very difficult. He's had to pick up an extra job here and there.
Gotcha.
just very moving, but at the same time, I feel like perhaps we should be talking about the dead people.
Yes.
Yes. What can you tell us about these people? What can you tell us about them?
Oh, well, they, to my knowledge, they're all very different types of people. I didn't know any of them very closely. Mason was probably I think he was the first. He had some problems with liquor. He was trying to get better, but uh, he was once also caught stealing from the collection plate. So he kind of kept to himself. Not many people in the congregation knew him all too well, apart from the people that he was attending the meetings with. But that's kind of anonymous. I don't feel comfortable sharing the names of those people with you.
Oh, right.
Yes, he was outside of the fellowship hall. The other two, Gerald. I was actually quite fond of Gerald. He sang in our choir. He was one of our baritones. And he was found an evening before the rehearsal. It was actually my wife, Shelby, who found him. It was quite a sight for her. Yeah, people liked him. He played cards with a whole bunch of people. I think he owed them. I think he owed a few of them a decent amount of money, but and then our final person was, oh, I'm sorry, did you have a question on Gerald?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say so far they all sound like the delinquent kid.
I think that no one is without fault. We've all sinned here and there. So
Mostly there, but yeah, you're right.
our third was Marie. She was just talking to me about a mission trip opportunity before what happened to her. Very kind, very involved. In terms of, and he'll look to Echo, in terms of your question, there were rumors that she might have been having an affair, but like I said, it's a small town and people talk.
So they're all sinners then.
I think we all are.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever.
But
Echo's gonna kind of walk off.
where'd you say you said where Mason was found? Where was Gerald and Marie found?
Oh, my apologies. Gerald was found outside of the choir room.
Okay.
And Marie was actually found in the sanctuary.
When were they found? Like, what days, what times?
Yes, they've all been, let's see, and he'll go through kind of some of the paperwork on his desk. Why don't you roll investigate the mystery for me, Liz?
Yeah. Dice.
Cool. So that's a 9 with that mixed success. You can kind of look around. You won't get too many details, but you'll see that most of the paperwork it's this big mahogany desk. It's what are those called? Like a roll top desk. And it's open right now. Papers are kind of strewn everywhere. You can't really see too much about the detail of these papers, but a lot of them have to do with, there's some court paperwork, there's some police report kind of stuff. It's all kind of pertaining to these 3 cases. So you see him kind of going through all of it. It's weighing heavily on him, you can tell. He will tell you that Marie was found the most recently. She was earlier this week at around 7 p.m. Gerald was the week before, and he was at the church in the choir room, and that was around 8 p.m., just before 8, right before the choir rehearsal when he was found. And then the AA meeting was also that week. It was 3 days before, so it was the Sunday evening of the same week that Gerald was found. So it's all kind of happened in the last, let's say, 2 weeks, and it's all been late afternoon, evening into night.
Right.
What was the manner of death?
My understanding, and I only found Marie, but having talked to Shelby, it seems like it was the same manner. It looks like people were kind of torn, slashed. I'm not sure. It was not a pleasant sight. The authorities could probably tell you more. He will then go through with your 9. He will go through his desk, and he will find a card of a detective, alligator. And she will he'll hand you that and say, this is the detective working the case. If you have questions about the bodies, we don't have them here anymore. We just have the few pictures that I sent your way.
Right.
I just got that, by the way. I just wrote it down, and
Wow. I like her already. All right. So, wow, always in the evenings. Is this church a busy place in the evenings like that?
This church is a hub for all sorts of activities. We have a very extensive calendar that runs into 11 midnight almost every night, and it sees almost everybody in the community. There are very few churches in town, or places of worship, acknowledging that other people practice different faiths.
Oh, that's mighty pluralistic of you. I appreciate that.
Yes, I will say that what we have here works for us, but we acknowledge that other people have other things that work for them. So
Let me think about that. And and you said this Freddy kid had been kind of helping out around here how long?
he's been here a few months, I would say. Yeah, it started as a community service kind of thing. Like I said, there was a mix up with potential arson in the school. So he started, cleaning and picking up trash and that kind of stuff, especially in our cemetery. And then he kind of moved to helping with the daycare needs, and now I think he's moved into working with Sunday school teachers to try and help lighten that load for them on the weekends. So I think that's what he's doing today. He's setting up a Jonah and the big fish exhibit or activity or craft or something for them.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything to ask? I mean, otherwise, I'm thinking we're probably ready to go and speak with the police.
When is this fish thing happening? Is that today?
Oh, the thing that Freddie's working on.
Yeah.
I think that's for Sunday school. That'll be happening.
I don't know what day it is.
No, he'll look at his calendar. He doesn't know what day it is either. Today is Thursday, so it's a few days out, but he's, I think, just getting a head start so that the teachers don't have to do anything day of.
Okay.
Anything else we want to do in Paul's office? I will say it's just so that you know about Paul's office a little bit. It is it's a dark room. You know, it's full of wooden bookshelves and leather-bound books, Bibles in different languages, a bunch of diaries, I would say, or leather-bound, kind of without any like writing on the binding or anything. So you assume that they're probably diaries of some sort.
Is there are there any books that, like, I don't know, that Lena would recognize as something like ancient text kind of things, or like witchcraft research, anything like that?
Why don't you investigate the mystery again for me?
I failed.
So with a 6, yeah, that's going to be a failure. You can definitely mark that experience,
Yay.
but you have no idea.
All right, so are we able to, like, I don't know what the equivalent is. I'm sorry. Like, I just forgot the word. Oh my gosh. To, like, look around the room to see if we notice anything, like a roll for that. What is it I'm trying to say here?
Sure, like an investigate or an observation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Echo, you can give me an investigate the mystery roll as well.
Okay. What do I roll for that?
I'm sorry, I think that is a sharp roll.
Do I do a -1 to it?
Yes, because of your homebrew, you'll do a. So that's a failure too. You can definitely mark that off as experience for yourself, but you're not finding anything that is super obvious in any kind of way. He's been holding on to a book this whole time that you guys are talking. It is the King James Bible. Or at least that's what it says on the binding, but he hasn't, let go of it. So I would say that you assume that's what it is, unless you don't believe that.
Echo believes it.
Yeah.
Echo would.
There is also there's a bunch of stuff on the desk, including a small kind of porcelain statue of the Madonna and Child. So that's there. Nothing that you wouldn't think would be there, though. There's a nice rug that's underneath the roll top desk. The chair is leather. There's a few chairs around for other people to sit in there that he probably has discourse with every once in a while. I guess the only thing out of note is that there's a rosary in there as well. For those of you who know about religion, your characters, that is not a traditional non-Catholic.
Yeah, that would kind of stick out to Carmine, if nothing else, I would
Yeah.
think.
So there's that. There's other symbols kind of around the world of different kind of faiths, and they're kind of I would say that they're kind of behind shadow boxes. So for what that's worth, they look more like they're display items or educational items than they are actively being used.
Hey, Reverend, why don't you tell me about this rosary that you got? Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, where'd you
of
get
course.
this?
Yeah, that actually came from the Vatican. My wife Shelby and I, we went there. We went to Rome for a vacation, and everywhere that we travel to, we kind of like to pick up pieces of other people's faiths. And my wife will say that you know, reading the Bible is like eating a fish, right? You want to suck all the meat out of it without chewing on bones.
Yeah.
So we pick up the little pieces of all faiths along the way that we like, and ascribe to that.
Well, that's pretty great. How often is you able to get away?
Oh, it's very rare. We used to do it much younger, but my responsibilities here are pretty tedious, and preachers don't make millions of dollars, so we don't get away as much as we'd like anymore. But and he'll point to kind of the other items that are behind the shadow boxes and kind of point you through. This is where we got this this Star of David, or this is where we got this copy of the Quran. But again, all behind shadow boxes. It doesn't look like they've been tampered with or touched in a while.
Well, all right then. Well, I think I'm thinking then that probably our next step, if we're not going to talk to the, we could either talk to the police, or we can go look at the scenes where. Well, there won't be anything at the scenes where everybody was found, I don't think.
Sure.
Like this, I mean, is anybody else thinking? I think we should probably be talking to the police then.
Yeah, I do too.
But
What exactly would we say to them? Like, hey, just out of curiosity, what about those mystery deaths at the church? I don't think that's going to go over well.
That is a non-trivial problem.
Well, should we talk to the families, other parishioners? Because they'll be more open, especially like the town gossips and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering at this point what James and Frankie have been talking about.
Yeah, let's go check in on them.
Cool. Let's say, Echo, as you're exiting the room, can you give me an act under pressure roll?
And that is a
cool. Yep,
okay.
a cool roll for me.
I wasn't even aware that we were under pressure. Now I'm nervous.
I failed.
Awesome. So as you exit the room, you hear in the back of your voice a really deep voice say, "Murder."
What? Did you guys hear that?
I heard you say
Oh,
what?
don't mess with me. Tell me someone else heard
Did
that.
we actually hear that? I mean, presumably not. He would have told us if we did.
Echo is the only person who heard this.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear somebody like sinisterly could be like murder. You didn't hear that? Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, no, just processing the information that you've given us. Mm, I'm gonna go with no one else heard it.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't like this place. I don't like churches.
And with that, we will pan over to James and Freddie, who have been
Oh,
who've been working on the big fish. James, is there anything that you want to be doing during this, let's say 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, so I just want to ask Freddie a couple of questions. I want to be like, so I'm assuming, Freddie, that you don't want to be doing this right now. You'd rather be doing something else.
I mean, construction paper is cool, but like I've got real homework that I got to get to when I get home.
All right, I'm going to make you a deal. I can make sure that this gets done if you answer just a couple of quick questions for me. I know you don't know me very well, but I can get you out of here very quickly, like soon, without any trouble to you if you answer just a couple quick questions.
Okay. You see his eyes don't move from what he's doing. He's clearly on task.
Cool. I'm gonna be like, all right, so just to be open with you so you can trust me, we were hired to investigate the murders around. Do you know anything about what happened?
I mean, I know what everybody else knows, that there were 3 people. Their dad. I feel really
Cool.
bad about it.
I like look in my, I assume I have my file, and I look and I was like, okay, so like this Mason, this Gerald, this Marie, you didn't know any of them?
I mean, not super well. I think Marie lived kind of near me, but you know, it's a small town. We all live kind of close to each other.
Cool. The Reverend, good or bad?
I mean, he's a nice enough
Like,
guy. He
like a
gave
sketchy
me.
character, or seems like a good guy?
I mean, I wouldn't be working here if I thought he were bad.
Gosh, you're so cool. Okay, last question. Who around here, I have 2 more questions. First one, who around here do you think I want to find somebody who might know something. Do you know who I could possibly look at? Anybody who?
No, I mean, don't you think I would have told somebody if I knew something?
Look, I need you to just focus, okay? Just focus.
You see, he takes his
forget
eyes
what my
finally
second-
off of the construction paper.
And I forget what my second question is.
Look, I don't know anything.
Oh, I remember.
Ugh, okay.
I remember. Last question, and then I'll let you just keep being cool. Is there anything around this church that just gives you an uneasy feeling? Anything that like kind of puts you on edge?
Like what? Like,
I just stand up and I go, "Thank you, Freddie. Keep being cool," and I just walk away.
hey, wait, what do you mean by like weird?
I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time in churches. Is there any like, I don't know, sometimes there's like a picture that seems weird, or there's like, I heard you say there were, did I hear him say there was a cemetery? Yeah, he showed me the sign that said the cemetery. Is like this just uneasy, weird, paranormal, anything like that? Anything give you the heebie-jeebies?
Well, I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but I don't go to service in the sanctuary anymore. The lights do something weird there, and I don't know. That's why I do Sunday school, so I don't have to go to the actual service.
Cool. Like weird, like they just flicker, or like
They do like weird color things, like partway through they'll change colors.
but not like in a fun disco way.
Is a disco ever fun? And then he
I
will
slap him
go
across.
back.
I'm just kidding.
He will go back to cutting out construction paper.
Cool, thanks. Also gonna go find my people.
Wait, you weren't gonna help me?
Bye.
He'll say some 4-letter words under his breath.
Terrible ice cream man.
Like ham.
And it is easy enough to follow the signs to the sanctuary, and we'll say that you meet them right as they are exiting the Reverend's office.
Guys, Freddie is the coolest kid I've ever met.
There's like, did you hear anything weird, like, at all? Like another voice or anything?
No, I was just talking to Freddie. He told me that sometimes the lights in the sanctuary have like changed colors during service.
Like, okay.
And not in like a fun disco way.
Was disco ever really fun?
I was gonna say that.
I
I'm
slapped
glad we can
Carmen across
agree.
the face. I'm just kidding.
Slap him so hard
What
his
is
hat
this?
changes.
Footloose? Of course
his hat
the
changes
disco's
appearance.
fun.
Now he looks like Kathy Lee Gifford.
So I guess we should probably check out those lights then.
I think we should check out the sanctuary.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Church terms.
Well,
cool.
yeah. Oh God, I was a church kid. I really was. Oh man.
Cool.
I'm not
So
triggered. I'm just having amusing thoughts. Please continue.
so the sanctuary is right next to the office of the Reverend. You are free to go in there if you'd like, or we also talked about maybe going to the police station, so I will leave that up to you.
Well, now that we know about the lights, we should probably check them out.
I mean, yeah, it's right next to us. Might as well see.
So we don't have to come back.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say that right now it's around 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. So you could still hit both places, and the police station will not have been closed yet. The Reverend will tell you that.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was saying, did you say the Reverend's office was empty now?
No, Paul is still in there. If you.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Yeah, he can poke out his head and say, "Hi, you must be, the fourth that I heard so much about. I hear great things about your ice cream. When I make it to New York, I will check it out."
So good. Perfect.
Yeah. So you've seen him. You know what he looks like. He exists.
He's like super smiley, guys. He gives me the creeps.
Guys, he has so many teeth.
I know, right? I didn't
Damn.
even know anyone can have that many teeth.
Carmine just kind of looks wounded now. Like, oh.
God, it must be tiring to like have to smile like that all the time.
Before we do what we're going to do next, can I step outside and call Penny?
Yeah.
I look
For
down
sure.
at my hand and I'm like, who's Penny?
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just go outside. Can I go? Is there a way to get to like, is the cemetery like a courtyard with the church around, or is it just like in the back?
It is gated, but it is like they're kind of wrought iron gates, and it's just kind of off to the side of the church. So
Cool. I want to go out to the cemetery and give her a call.
sure. Ring ring. Hey, this is Penny.
Hi, Penny.
What
Benjamin,
up?
how are you?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
I have a question for you about this investigation. Do you recall anything having to do with religion or like Christianity, anything like that, and changing lights, like different, like colored lights?
Like it's a religious thing?
Yeah, I was talking to one of the youth in the church earlier, and he was saying that during their service, like the lights would change, and I just didn't know if there was some sort of, if it was something weird the church did, or that with like roots to something else, or
Uh, it's not something that I've heard of. But religion isn't my thing. Let me look somewhere real fast. Please hold, and she will put you on hold.
Dun,
Uh,
dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun,
you
dun,
hear
dun,
like,
dun, dun, it's the
is
girl
that the
from
girl from
Ipanema.
Ipanema?
It's
Yeah,
always the girl from Ipanema.
sure. That I bet she would love that as her holds
I
music.
love empanadas.
Okay. How about you give me a investigate the mystery roll?
I don't think I have a.
It is a sharp
Sorry.
roll.
Ooh, a 9.
So with a 9, that's considered a mixed success. You get to ask me one question as it pertains to the lights. So you can't ask me what sort of creature it is.
Mm-hmm. With the lights, I would say I guess the obvious one is like, what is being concealed here as far as the lights go?
Sure. She'll hop back on the line. She'll say, thanks for holding, babe. I was looking over everything, and there's not a lot out here. In terms of lights, I mean, certain religious places have experienced flare-ups in terms of um, lights, sounds, other technical kind of elements when the evil is present. Um, did he tell you anything more about what exactly was happening with the lights? Like, was it the lights burst, the light bulbs burn out?
He said they just would change colors during their service.
Oh, colors, colors, colors. Let me look one more place. She'll keep you this time. You won't go on holds, and you'll kind of hear her typing away at her keyboard. It looks like I'm sending you something now. Color changing might indicate varying degrees of evil, kind of like a stoplight, like a red is super bad, a yellow is kind of mixed, a green is we're all clear. Did he say what colors they were?
I don't think so.
Well, with the information that you've given me, the best that I can assume is that it's kind of like a spectrum, and different colors mean different things in terms of what is present in the room at any given time.
And sorry, the more evil, like the warmer the color is.
It all varies, lights only come in so many colors. Are these natural lights, or are these like light bulbs?
I don't know. They were in the sanctuary, so I assume they were light bulbs.
Okay. I'm working with what I got here. I can only work on what you gave me, so I would
Nope,
say
you're good. I just realized I didn't ask the right questions.
no. I mean, how could you know? So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to send you this information, and you can get it to your phone. Email attachments on different hues and what they may or may not mean. None of it is super conclusive. Religion and all of that is it's not a hard science. So I don't have anything that's factual. I just have kind of what the people on the blog say. But that's hopefully helpful.
Yeah. Sure is, Penny. You're helpful every time when we call you.
Every time.
Yep. And then I hang up.
Oh, okay. Great talking to you. Cool.
And I go back inside.
As you exit the cemetery, why don't you give me an act under pressure roll?
That's a 5.
So as you are kind of opening the wrought iron gate to leave the cemetery back into the church, you hear in the back of your mind a deep growling voice that says, sorcery. And you will take 1 harm.
Ouch.
Ow.
Okay. Then I guess while James is out having his phone call, Carmine's going to head into the sanctuary and just kind of check it out. Like, are the lights doing anything strange? Does anything seem off about the place?
Sure. As you enter the sanctuary, what can I tell you about the sanctuary? So,
Yes.
very bright, very airy room. You kind of have rafters up at the top where there's an organ in the back, and that's probably where the choir sits. And then you've got kind of 2 pews on either side of that, looking kind of down into the main part of the sanctuary that has probably a dozen rows of pews with a standard non-Catholic church.
Right.
With the aisle down the center leading up to the pulpit and big
Okay.
cross table. Very standard, very pretty, very well maintained. 2 massive chandeliers that hang, brass chandeliers that hang. They are electric bulbs in these chandeliers. Very bright lights, bright white lights. As you enter, they get a little duller. They turn a little yellow.
Wait. Did anybody else see that? Well, I guess nobody else came in with me, did they?
I did not hear anyone say they entered with you.
So I just to make sure I've got this clear, Carmine walks into the room and the color of the lighting changes.
It deepens into it loses its like bright white kind of and turns it tarnishes to kind of a yellowish, a lighter yellow, but a yellow.
Would you look at that? Carmine's gonna walk back out to where everyone else is and says, "Hey guys, you got to see this. Check this out." And he's
What is it?
He literally just, okay, all right, watch up here, watch the lights, okay, all right. I'm out of the sanctuary. I'm into the sanctuary. I'm out of the sanctuary. It's bright. I'm into the sanctuary. It's dimming. What is this?
Do we see that?
Yes, if you're observing it, you can see that it's not huge. You probably only see it really because of what James told you beforehand about the light shift.
Yeah.
but it's substantial enough that if you're looking for it, you can see it.
Hmm.
What do you think that is?
Is it like up on the like ceiling, like pointing down? Those kind of lights?
They're almost like, you know, the lights that look like flames but aren't.
Oh,
The
okay.
like bulbs
Oh.
that are, yeah. So they are designed to look like flames.
Oh, they're the ones on the chandeliers then.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was thinking of like
On the
spotlights
fixtures.
this entire time, and okay.
Actually,
I'm
I sort of
sorry.
was too
It's
for
okay.
a second. So yeah. Huh. I don't even know how I could get up there, and that's just the weirdest thing.
Am I in at this time?
You're not in the sanctuary. To get from the cemetery, you would have to kind of go through the fellowship hall and um, back to the sanctuary in order to do that. So you kind of had to walk around. But you can follow the signs easy enough to get back. If you need to know about the fellowship hall, I can tell you about that. Um, if not, then nobody's really there right now except for you.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get back to the sanctuary to get to them. I want to get back to them as quick as I can.
Yeah. Carmine will show off the light the light bulb trick again.
Sure.
he's like pointing it out like with like evident glee, like check this out.
Yeah. I will say, James, as you walked through that room both times, it has not been touched since that AA meeting. So you still see that circle of chairs, and you see, there's some stuff kind of taped off. This room was where one of the murders happened, so it has not been touched really since, because it can be sealed off. So
Cool. Yeah, I want to get back up to them as quick as possible and then make my way down here to look at that again.
cool. You also see in the sanctuary that kind of in the back left corner, there is still like caution tape up and stuff like that. This was a location of another of the murders, but it's kind of taped off. This room has seen stuff since, church service is still happening, with reverence to that corner that's kind of been sealed off.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, so if I can get to the sanctuary, I want to tell them what Penny told me.
Sure.
So I tell you guys about the lights. There's a possibility that the lights change with varying degrees of, I believe she said evil. So that's a possibility. And then I want to look at Echo and be like, Echo, when you asked me if I heard something, what did you mean by that?
Like, I don't know, like this deep, creepy voice, just like as if it was like right behind you.
And what did it say?
Murder.
I heard something too. I heard sorcery.
I'm not crazy, guys. Someone else heard the voice.
And I want to turn to the other two and be like, did you guys didn't hear like something in your head at all?
Nah, nothing.
Weird.
Hey,
and then I also want to.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Do your thing first, James.
Do what?
Whatever you were gonna ask. Yeah, you can do that first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think we should go check out the fellowship hall. Because I walked past, there's still a pretty fresh crime scene down there we could probably look at too.
Really? They just left it like that?
It would appear as though nothing has been there since the murder happened.
Oh boy. then I guess we should go check that out.
Yeah.
As you exit the sanctuary, Carmine, if you can give me an act under pressure roll.
Sure. Where is it? There we go. That is a cool roll, yes.
Yes, cool.
Nothing forward.
Cool.
You know what? I think I am going to spend a luck point. I'm going to mark a luck to change that roll to a 12.
I'll interpose. You don't have to waste a luck because this is
Aw.
going to happen
Okay.
with either mixed success or success. So,
Oh, okay.
in the back of your mind, you're going to hear a dark voice say, "Gluttony." You will not suffer any damage, though, from it.
Oh. Huh. Well, that's interesting.
What's up?
Well, okay. So you, James, you heard sorcery,
Yeah.
and I just got gluttony.
The seven sins.
Echo, you've got quite a past, apparently.
Why would I have murder? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Maybe there's nothing behind it.
Maybe it's just coincidence. Although
Yeah.
gluttony, that's kind of on point there.
There's a pint of ice cream in my stomach that completely agrees with you.
Yeah, and I use magic. So
But-
I guess that makes sense.
I haven't murdered anyone.
Okay, so that is one flaw in this interpretation.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can still go check out the crime scene and see if there's any kind of piece that might fill us in.
Cool. Easy enough to get to. You know the way. Are you leading that way then, James?
Sure.
Okay. So you can lead the way, and as you do, upon re-entry, you're going to see a woman kind of in that caution tape. I'm pulling her up now for all of you to see. Let me know when you see Detective Alligator.
Oh, she's fun.
Oh, hello, detective.
And as you say that, she will quickly turn around and pull out her firearm, pointing it at you.
Oh.
Whoa. I aim my ice cream scoop.
And she will say, "Please stay where you are. I've got. There's some explaining that everybody has to do." And I think that is a brilliant place for us to maybe take a break. That seems like the perfect moment.
It's a really good moment for that, yes.
Yes.
Very good.
So we have made it to our break. Everybody take a moment, and we'll see you real soon for
Bye.